Hey friends, welcome back to the homestead. It's been a while since I've done a pool video, but here we are in the middle of summer. This is the 4th season that we've had this pool, and I gotta say, we have really enjoyed it. It's been a great investment for our family. The reason I hadn't made a pool video is it's kinda not very exciting. It's just normal pool stuff. We're just doing some basic maintaining. After we got the pool opened up, it was a little cloudy, a little grody for about a week or so, but we got that cleaned up. We drained it all and then just treated it with some cleaning chemicals, and the Clorox app has still been working really well for us. I do wish that we had a cover that would fit it well. I think that would make things a little bit easier. It takes usually about a week to a week and a half, just depending on how bad the algae is. We've really been enjoying this Clorox stuff because it all comes with these little test strips that have an app that tells you exactly what it is that you need. On the back of it, it gives you all the little indicators. So our pool is right in the ideal range for free chlorine and total chlorine. We're a little low right now on our pH and our stabilizer. It's staying maintained and it's staying clear. Just might mean that we need to add a little bit more shock more often. And we're not affiliated or sponsored by Clorox in any way. We just really like this stuff and it works really well. I will leave a link down in the description with links to where you can get this on Amazon, and those are our affiliate links. It doesn't change the price for you guys at all. It just offers us a little bit of a commission if you were to buy using our link. The shock extra blue has been working really well to keep it nice and clear, nice and clean, kills any algae that might be wanting to grow in there, and it kills any bacteria. And then for maintenance, we've been using these Clorox tablets. We couldn't find these last year, but we found them this year and we bought a big box of it. We just use one about every week. They're a 3-inch tablet and they just go in this little floater, and it will usually last about a week before we need to replace it. If it's starting to get a little hazy or cloudy, we just add some clarifier. That kind of binds to everything, lets it sink to the bottom or go through the filter and get filtered out. One thing that we were using was this liquid chlorine, and that works well. It does about the same as the tablets, only it's in a liquid form and you have to use it a little bit more often. We'll shock it maybe once a week or every 3 days or so, just depending on how much we're using it. And then usually what I'll do is I will run our filter on backwash just before I shock it, and then I'll shock it after we do that. That way we're not putting out a bunch of chlorine that we just spent money on out into the yard. But I did want to show you our pump, because it's not the standard pump that we got with the pool. We actually upgraded within the after the first year. So we just got a sand filter pump, and what it does is it filters everything through a big bucket of sand, and it's a little bit higher horsepower, circulates the water a little bit faster than the original pump that comes with it. About once a week or every 2-3 days, just depending on how heavy of a use we've got with it. I'll use this little button that I installed and I'll turn it off just like that, and then we can switch that handle over to backwash, and it kind of filters all that water out into the yard, kind of away from the house and away from the pool. And then I just turn it back on and it backwashes it out through this tube. And if we have people over or guests or wanting to make things look nice, I can coil this tube up and stick it back underneath the little cubby there. But normally I just leave it out because it's a hassle. Gets water draining everywhere. And we just built this little thing to keep it looking nice and closed up. It's kind of a catch-all for everything. So when we put the pool in, we leveled the whole ground to make sure that everything was, again, set nice and level, and the base of it was good. But we did have some issues with some of the legs starting to settle a little bit more than others. And with that, I just used my little jack and a jig that I made and lifted one of the legs up and put some slate underneath it. I haven't really had much of an issue with that. They all seem to be settling pretty evenly at this point. But if we do need to do that in the future, I can just lift up a leg, put a little rock underneath that, and it'll keep it all leveled back out. And then some of the tools that we use to keep it clean, we do have this large leaf net, and this will skim anything that's up on the top of the pool, as well as allow us to get down to the bottom and scoop up any large leaves or things or sticks that may have settled down. We'll use this vacuum head, and this will attach to a hose, this hose right here, that will attach to one of the inlets on the pump, and we'll just slowly move that around the bottom, and that will clean up any organic matter, debris, or algae that might be settling on the bottom. Usually what we'll do with that is we'll run the filter on backwash when we're vacuuming, That way all that stuff gets put out into the yard. We'll lose maybe about 3 inches of water whenever we do that. Then we'll just run the hose back over here, fill it back up a couple, 2 or 3 inches. Doesn't take that much, doesn't take too long, and then we're ready to go again. That's about it. That's about the extent of our pool. We've really been enjoying it, having a good time with the kids, and just relaxing in the hot summer heat. I think all the kids are a little sunburned, so we do have our sunscreen that we keep around. The dogs, however, do not like the pool. They will get up to the edge if we're horsing around and bark and bark and bark, but they will not get in it. It's kind of funny. They're a little bit scared. Like I said, 4 seasons with this pool, and it's held up really well. We really like it, and it's been a good investment for our family. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video informative or entertaining, at least in some way. If you did, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more of what we have going on here on the homestead, please consider subscribing, and then yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.